Yo, welcome to the Charlie Newhart Show. Like and subscribe if you like real content. If not, just get off. I ain't doing this for likes and subscribers and views. I'm doing this for the real. I was going through some of my roast archives. I got them on some flashcards. So I'm gonna give y'all these free of charge right in the beginning. Feel free to use these on coworkers, family, friends, people who hate you, people you hate, whoever you want to use them on. All right, here we go. Here go a few of them. Your farts have been silent since you did 6 months in jail. In this current rap beef, you pick Kendrick because y'all the same height. You own a unisex Michael Sam's football jersey that buttons up between the legs. Dog, I don't know what I be on when I'm writing these. Massage Green filed a lawsuit against you because you refused to keep the towel on. Dog, he's so stupid. Oh, man. First thing in your browser history is animals mating. Oh, my God. You do a live stream every time a celebrity goes viral. Oh, God, this is brutal. Your uncle grabbed your booty when you was 8, and you've been weird ever since. Oh, my God. Oh, man. You got stomped out in 1997 for wearing a Karl Kani outfit. What else? What's another good one on here? Suge Knight threw you off of a balcony at a P. Diddy party. You never learned how to whistle. You got fired from Home Depot for taking wood, and that means two things. Oh, dog. The blinkers don't work on your Ford Focus. You keep buckets of water in your garage just in case the water cuts out. Oh, my God. Your dad was in the car with Teddy Pendergrass when he hit that tree. Bro, what? You feel insecure because you can't compete with your ex-wife's new husband. You got stomped out and robbed at Freaknik, so you scared to watch the documentary. What is this? You've been DMing Jamie Foxx motivational quotes since 2020. You cashed up a girl you just met $1,600 for some new tires. You got a side chick in Atlanta named Larry. You gave your pastor a back rub after service on Sunday. Oh, boy. You've been sending a Nigerian woman $1,000 a month for the last 2 years. You ain't never met her. Oh, my God. Your insurance company dropped you after you got 4 colonoscopies in 1 week. I just wanted to make sure everything was okay, man. Your waist trainer got studs with your initials on it. You let your wife slap you at a Patti LaBelle concert. Oh, my God. You keep telling everybody you straight, but you always show up to family events with some new male cousin nobody ever met. When you fart, glitter come out of your booty. You've watched every episode of P-Valley. Oh, man. You make people take their shoes off when they come in your house. Every time you see a Motel 6, you want to break down the 8-ball and get wasted. You ask the doctor to play a Boys to Men song during your prostate exam. How do we go to the end of the road? Everybody called you brave after you survived jumping off the Golden Gate Bridge. You get naked to watch how Stella got her groove back. You can't be within 100 feet of a playground. Man, I'm crying. I was fooling. Man, I jump into me and my cousins and my brother all day long, just roast each other in a group text chat. Sometimes I write some down. Sometimes I just sit down and write them on my own. I just gave y'all some game to take to your job, family reunion, whatever it is. Look, motor game. All right. So a lot of people getting into old schools now, and it kind of concerns me. I've been in the game, old school game, probably 30 plus years. And I'm watching people make some of these choices with these old cars. They know nothing about motors, transmissions, which car to pipe out. I'm going to give y'all a little game from somebody that's been in it a million years. Any kind of old school you can think of, I done bought, piped out, flipped, whatever the case may be. Piped, no diddy. I've fixed up. My very first car was a British car. It's called a TR6. My granddad gave it to me. Everybody thought I was going to die when I had cancer when I was 15 years old. So if people was coming out of the woodworks, I ended up getting a free car out of the deal. And I'm still alive. So praise the Lord. Shout out to the free car. Thank you, Granddad. I took that car, sold it, bought a 72 Cadillac with a 472 in it. And then it just goes on and on. I was buying a car, fixing it up and flipping it. Buy a car, fix it up and flip it from the age of 15 on. But I think my favorite motor is a 454 big block. That's my favorite engine. I had a 454 big block in two cars, an Omani SS, and I had a 454 big block in a four-door Cutlass. Boarded 70 over. Monster. If you can't afford aluminum heads, you should get you some oval port heads on your big block. Now, right now, what's all the wave right now is LS motors. Everybody getting, the 5.3 LS motor or the 6.0 LS motor, which is cool. They some, decent motor. Me, you could go to the junkyard and get a big block 454 out of a motorhome. $200 running. $100. You need to change the cam because it's torqued up, made for towing from the junkyard. You change the cam, lifters. You ain't even got to rebuild it. You could drop it right in your car. Turbo 400 transmission is my favorite type of trans. I don't like the metric 200s, 700R. To me, with the overdrive, it's just too much work. It's too much work to get it running. I mean, I like a turbo 350 or a turbo 400. It don't have overdrive, but if you somebody like me, I'm very basic when it comes to my car. Like, I put a carburetor on that boy. I don't take the time or invest the money into putting fuel injection on the car. If that's your deal, that's fine. Me, give me a Holly or Eldebrock turbo 350, turbo 400 trans, you know what I'm saying, with a shift kit in it, B&M shift kit. You can get it from Jegs, Summit, you know what I'm saying? Get your transmission rebuilt so it can handle that motor. Now, the type of rear end is, of course, a posi rear end. Posi means two wheels spin when you hit the gas pedal. You can get a posi rear end out of a Grand National. You get a posi rear end out of some Caprices. Change the gear, 3-5-6 gear, 4-5-6 gear, or 4-10 gear, right? Forged pistons. Now, a forged piston means that the piston is forged. So a cast piston, you can't really use nitrous when it comes to a cast piston, right? So if you use a nitrous, you want a forged piston in your car. Forged piston. Now, I like most engines that I get, I like to bore them over. So the last engine I really built was a 454. I bored it over 70 over, meaning that you make the piston chamber bigger, and I had to order bigger pistons. But it gives you more horsepower, more torque. A stall converter, it gives you a little bit of a delay when you hit the gas pedal so your tires spin and hook a little bit better. I prefer a 2500 stall, 454 big block, 2500 stall, turbo 350 or turbo 400 trans, 410 gear, posi, MSD ignition. An MSD is a little red block. Usually put it on the firewall. It charges up your ignition, because really what increases your horsepower is if your spark plug can fire that piston down faster than normal, it creates more friction, it creates more horsepower. So an MSD fires your ignition a little bit stronger in that piston chamber to fire that piston down to come back up, right? And you want to get oval port pistons. The purpose of those is if you can't afford aluminum, not oval port pistons, oval port heads. The purpose of that is the more airflow you have in your pistons and in your engine, the faster your car is going to be. So if you got your pistons firing down fast, you got air flowing in and out of the chambers fast, right? You want a nice Can-Am filter on top of your carburetor if you do carburetor, because the more air gets into the carburetor, faster your car is going to be. All right? MSD, oval port heads, turbo 350, 2500 stall, 410 gear. You could really run a fast car. Bro, you could go get you a S10 pickup truck for $1,000. Get you a 454 big block out of a motor home at the gas station for $200. Not gas station, junkyard, $200. Get the motor and trans, you know what I'm saying? Or get you a turbo 350. Bro, you could build a fast car, $3,000. Ain't nobody checking for S10s, man. You can get you an 85 S10 for the low. Everybody trying to get G-bodies. G-bodies is so overrated. I done had 1 million of them, man. If you want to build a fast car, so car hierarchy. Number one for me, Photo Caprice. Box Caprice, 1990, 86 to 90. Photo Caprice. Next after that is Oldsmobile. Oldsmobile 88. I'm talking about from like 1975 to 1990. Here's my top old school cars. Photo Box Caprice. The Glass House Caprice. Oldsmobile 88. Delta 88. I had a drop top. The Pontiac Granville. I'm talking about the big boys. You know what I'm saying? 4-door or 2-door or drop. Them is first for me, 75 to 90. After that, we get into the G-bodies, which everybody got now. Cutlasses, Monties, Regals, Malibus, Grand Prix. I'm just giving y'all this game because when I see somebody and they put rims and sounds on a 06 Fusion and they put a Flowmaster exhaust with like a coffee can muffler on it, I'm like, come on, bro. If you're going to get into the old school game, that's really where you at. Caprice, Oldsmobiles, Monte Carlos. Now Monte Carlo, the G bodies is high. The G bodies is way too high. The old school game is so saturated right now with stupidity. I can't believe if people stop paying these stupid prices, stuff will go down. Just like with the housing market. The reason the houses are so high, yeah, inventory is low, but people are willing to pay stupid prices for stuff. Just wait. Just wait. You know what I'm saying? I know you can get some Camaros for a fairly decent price. I'm talking about 82 to 92. Camaro, Firebird. You can get some of them with a 305, but please, for the love of God, take out the 305. Put in a 350, at least a 350 4-bolt main. 4-bolt main is there's 4 bolts on each main cap that hold the crankshaft in. It's a stronger motor. 2-bolt main is okay, but if you really want to like forge pistons, nitrous, hold some power, get you a 4-bolt main 350. Them still, everybody doing LS motors. You can still get a 350 4-bolt main for a really decent price. Turbo 350 trans. Now, some of this probably went over a whole lot of people's head, but I'm just saying, if you want to jump to the old school game, you can hit me up, askcharlienewhart@gmail.com. And I can give you some game on the old schools. I've been doing them for a very, very, very long time. A very, 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 very long time. G-bodies is last. Now, if you're getting into the 90s with the old school, 96 Impala, that's the first year they put the shifter in the floor. 94s and 95s, the shifter's on the column. 96, the shifter is on the floor. That's a good, it's a 5.7, 350. But if you really want to dance, get you a 96 Impala, pull out that 5.7 and put a 6.0 LS motor in that boy. 96 was a dope. 96, if you really talking about old car, 96 Impalas was dope. The 96 Grand Marquis and Crown Victoria, the 96 Eldorado, the 96 STS. So if I'm messing with something in the 90s, it's those. If it's the 2000s, 03, 04 Marauder, even though they looked good, sounded good, but that 4.6 was as slow as dog crap. So you got to put a supercharger on it and a chip and a bunch of other stuff to make it fast. But the Marauders sound good, look good, but they were slow as molasses, dog. My other favorite engine is the Oldsmobile 403. I put that in a Regal. Oldsmobile 403, you find that in the Cutlasses, some of them, the 70, 71, 72. Ironically, you find it in that Smokey and the Bandit Trans Am, the 80, 81. Oldsmobile 403. Pistons like this. Ridiculous horsepower. Only thing I don't like is the motor, the engine block is webbed. It's kind of thin. The piston walls is kind of thin too. So they run hot kind of fast. You run the challenge of warping the block because the walls are so thin. There's some women like that too. They got thin walls. And they run hot fast. So, and their piston chambers are blew out too. So you got to be careful about Oldsmobile 403 women. It's kind of blew out. You know what I'm saying? This is something that I was thinking about not too long ago. That some women, if women see you as talented, I definitely want to get y'all take on this. If women see you as talented, charismatic, and somewhat easy on the eyes, and you have a good work ethic, then I feel like when you walk in a room, some men, insecure men, subconsciously hate on you and they are jealous of you. If women see you this way. And it's like they'll tell you they love you with their mouth, but with their actions, they show their hate and jealousy towards you. And it's like you could be as loving, kind, giving, just passionate about people. But if women see you with a great work ethic, charismatic, talented, easy on the eyes, all of those things, you liable to get some issues from men, and subconsciously, because with their actions, they're trying to show you love, but deep down inside, it's like the insecurity is rising up, and they're like, oh, I don't even know why I hate Charlie. I don't even know why I'm behaving this way. I don't even know why. And it's just like, if you don't know who you are, like your security and your purpose will make you impervious to things going on around you. So when you see somebody behaving in a certain way with jealousy, envy, anger, strife, talking about people behind their back, all this kind of stuff, it's like they're not secure in their purpose. It's clear when you got clear goals and you know where you're going, and you've had some levels of even failures. You've had some successes and failures in going after those goals, and you know who you are. You're not even concerned about what nobody else is doing. It's like, that's them. This is my mountain that I have to conquer. That's whatever they got going on. Like, I have nothing to do with that. That man wants to be a city councilman one day. That's his mountain. Government's his mountain. That ain't me. I don't want nothing to do with that. So I'm not jealous of anything you got going on. I got my own goal list. I feel like when you got a list of goals, it's like a roadmap. And it's a destination. It's like goals and the systems and actions it's going to take to acquire those goals. That's your map. If I'm looking at my map and my destination, I ain't got time to look at who got that kind of time. I have goals. There's a destination I'm trying to reach that's going to bless my family, bless the body of Christ, bless people. And it's not just for me to say, hey, look, I accomplished this, but it's like there's a bag there that gives credibility to the word of God, but also too, to be able to help other people in your family, other people who want to get there. That's why it's just so weird when like me and my dad was selling cars at the same time, right? We made about 50 bands in 4 months selling cars on Craigslist a long time ago, years and years and years ago. He took his half, I took my half, and then he added money from he had money stacked, and he got a car lot in Detroit. I was like, okay, now our dynamic has changed. We are no longer selling cars as partners. Now you the boss. So now we got to restructure our relationship because, you know, things have changed. You just invested a large sum of money. You know what I'm saying? But so instead of me trying to go get money and open up a lot next to him, let me get behind you and help support you in your goals and your dreams. And then I'll be able to, you know what I'm saying, eventually get to mine and do mine and eat. I just feel like sometimes people are not willing to do that. And I got blessed because of it. It took almost 2.5 years. Got behind my dad, helped him build his car lot. It turned into $1.5 million a year business in 2.5 years. Small lot that maybe held 50, 60 cars. We were selling 40 to 50 cars a month in like 3 years, 2.5, 3 years. But I'm like, why would I? Okay, you bought the lot. You got a car lot. Why would I go get one too and compete with you? Like, I see that so much where it's like you got one person who got a buzz and a wave. Why not get behind that person with the wave? In some cases, you have to get a contract, because sometimes people get a buzz and a wave. You get behind them and then they hold you later on. But you get with somebody who got a buzz and a wave and a contract. In this case, it was my father. We had already made money together. I didn't have to do nothing like that. But some cases you may have to get a contract. But instead of y'all competing, this person got a wave. Why would you try to, you know what I'm saying? This person got a podcast and they popping. Why would you go do one at the same time? You know what I'm saying? Build with them. Or this person has got a buzz. They got a song on the radio. And they crank it on SoundCloud. And they got a buzz. You've been rapping for 6 months and you got 3 songs. Okay, maybe you continue to do that diligently, but also, why not? Dog is on the top rising. Why not build and help this person? You know what I'm saying? And then they pull you up. Now, I realize you can't do this with everybody. Some people will hate. Some people will blah, blah, blah. But I'm saying, for the sake of argument, why are we competing with the person who has the wave instead of cooperating and joining with the person with the wave. If you look at a bunch of old rap videos, if you look at Trick Daddy's old videos, Rick Ross is in the background chilling. You look at 50 Cent's videos in the beginning, Lloyd Banks and him is in the background chilling. You look at Sada Baby's videos, you know what I'm saying, 4, 5, 6, 7 years ago, Skilla Baby's in the background. It's like some people know what it means to play your role with somebody who has a wave and just be in the room, catching stuff, helping them. And then all of a sudden it's like, now it's my turn. Now it's my turn.
All right. Practice is over. Get some water and get off my field. I'll see y'all tomorrow for the game at 6 o'clock. All right? Don't be late. Get out of here. Hey, Coach. Cliff Daniels here. Cliff Jr.'s dad? What's going on, Mr. Daniels? Yeah, you can just call me Cliff. I got you, Mr. Daniels. What's up? I just had a quick question. I noticed that every game, Cliff Jr. only goes in on the fourth quarter in the last few seconds of the game. He's not getting any playing time at all. I was just wondering what's the reason behind that and what we can do to kind of change things up. Look, there's no easy way of me saying this, man. Your son is trash. Yeah, he's garbage. I don't know why he's out here, man. He should be playing the violin or something, man. Okay, that wasn't the answer I was expecting. I want to know what we can do. I'm just trying to get him to grow into his athleticism. And I just want him to be a part of a community and some connections. Just be a part of a group of guys, you know? Okay, listen, he's never going to grow into no athleticism because he don't have any, all right? And if you want him to be part of a community, a connection, you should have put him on the marching band or debate team or something like that, something more suitable for his temperament, man. He's soft, he's weak. Frankly, I don't like your son, man. First off, I don't like your tone, all right? You don't have to give me all that hostility, man. We're just two brothers. We're on the same team, okay? Man, I talk to you however the hell I want to talk to you. This is my field and my team. Okay, Coach, listen. I just want to know what we can do so that Cliff can get more playing time, so that we can be part of the team, so we can just feel like community, man. That's really what I want, just community. Every game you can bring the snacks. You and your son. And your wife. Snacks and juice boxes. Can you do that? Yeah, sure. Can you also do me a favor? Have your wife wear that hot little red number she wore last week, man. She looks good. Okay? All right. Now get the hell off my field, man. Get out of here. All right. Good talk, Coach. All right.
So let's get into some Q&A. Somebody sent me a really good question because we've been talking a lot about how to pick. And it's so funny when I post a clip of, you know, my ex talking about how she tried to unalive me or just the drama we went through. A lot of people are like, you should have picked better, man. Pick better. Like, took me a minute to get there, dog. You know what I'm saying? I didn't get it maybe as fast as some of y'all got it. I feel like, too, sometimes, like, I'm not mad at nobody. I just know that some of us weren't really taught how to pick, like, conversation about red flags and stuff. And, again, I'm not mad at nobody. My parents, I love them. They've been married 50 years. They did the best they could do. I don't think that they knew how the world was going to respond to their sons. I don't think that they saw what society was going to be like as we became teenagers and young adults and men, you know, because my parents grew up in the same church. They got married when they was 22. Like I feel like they were a bit insulated from the rest of the world and what was going on. And like I said, I love them. I'm not mad at them. They did the best they could do with what was given to them. But I just don't think that they were able to see, like, what was getting ready to happen. Like, now, it's just, man, I got a ton of female cousins or female friends, and they, you know, I have real conversations with them. Like, the pool of men that they picking from is like, man, dog, going through that. I don't think that they knew that. I just say I don't think that they knew how the world was going to receive me and my brother. That's all. But I had to learn, and now I'm telling my sons, what to stay away from. I'm having red flag conversations with them like, no, this is it. This is a red flag. Now, if you choose to go do this, but you'll never be able to say nobody ever told me. You know what I'm saying? We can have the drug talk. We can have the, alcohol talk. We have the grade talk, sports talk, all of that. But also we're going to have the red flag talk. These are red flags. People who do this. I have them with my daughters too. These are red flags. You know what I'm saying? So here's the question. Let's see. While I'm looking for it, I want y'all's. Do you think you were taught how to pick? It says, you often say that we haven't been taught how to pick a partner, and then you explain what that means. Who is responsible for teaching us how to pick? Did your parents teach you? How much did you learn from them? You have strong, healthy parents, yet you had trouble picking well. Is that due to the trauma you experienced, or is there more to it than that? Do we have a responsibility to teach this to others beyond our children? What's the best way to teach this skill? What about people who have already picked? What can or should they do to continue to pick or love their choice? At what point is it wise to let your pick go and move on? At what point do we become too picky about our pick? These are great questions. I probably won't answer all of them, but I feel like we as parents, I'm a father. I love my kids. We as parents, we are responsible for teaching our children certain things, not just saying I'm the mother, I'm the father. We got to teach and prepare our kids for life, because school ain't going to do it. Church ain't going to do it. Not all of it, So I do feel like you have to have real conversations with your kids at age appropriate levels about your successes and failures. And then having red flag conversations, like movie time is an excellent time to teach your kids certain things. Pause it. See that? See how she acting? See how he acting? That's blah, blah, blah. That's red flag. When you out and about, real examples. You see that type of blah, 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 you stay away from that. Like, we are responsible to teach our children, not just discipline them when they do something wrong, but, teachable moments. Pause the TV, pause life. You in the car. Hey, look at that. You going somewhere, you out and about. Teachable moments is up to us. Very much up to us. What I did learn from my parents is they had the conversation with me about drugs, especially my dad. It scared the crap out of me. We was walking out of a grocery store, mid-'80s. This dude, smelling horrible, had a strong look, started singing to my dad, knew his name. Ooh, Wayne, you got your sons with you. He was doing a little bop bop. I'm like, Dad, who was that? He told me the dude's name. He said when we was in high school, somebody put something in his weed. He smoked weed. He didn't watch nobody roll it. Put something in it. He said it messed up something in his brain. He's been crazy ever since. And then he yelled at me. And that's why you don't do drugs, because you're going to end up just like him. And that visual, that story, that teachable moment, I will never forget it. You fast forward 10 years later, I'm at the party, they're passing the weed around, it hits my hands, I'm thinking about smoking it, and all of a sudden I hear Biscuit singing. Ooh, Wayne, ooh, you got, hey man, I didn't see nobody roll this. What's in this? I don't want my brain messed up. Like, that teachable moment stuck with me the rest of my life. I'm 46, I've never done drugs. I'm scared of them because of what I saw outside that grocery store. So just think, and again, I'm not mad at nobody. I love my parents. They did the best that they could do. It was just some stuff I had to learn on my own. They didn't know everything. It'd be foolish to feel like my parents were supposed to teach me every single thing in life. Some of the stuff had to come from experience, and I love and honor my parents way too much to sit on this show and bash them. They did everything they could do. My parents kept me alive. I had cancer when I was 15, and the insurance only paid so much of my chemo and my surgery. I watched them come out of their pocket to save my life. I looked at a bill one time they had to pay. I'm like, look at what they doing to keep me alive. So to a certain degree, at the time, some of my teachable moments, my parents was praying and concerned about keeping me alive with cancer diagnosis. And, I think that's another part that kind of changed how I pick and how I saw the world. When you faced with a childhood trauma, I thought I was going to die when I was 15. I didn't think I was going to live to be 30. So it just amplified my choices. I ain't going to live anyhow. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And, I just think that my parents during those teachable years and moments, they was worried about keeping me alive, concentrating on that. Not how I was going to be out here on these hoes. You know what I'm saying? I think that trauma changed me, though, because me and my brothers, night and day. He didn't go through trauma like that. He's got his own journey, but, I look at the choices that he's made, and I love him. We like this. We was just hanging the other day, but I'm wild. He calm, chill, went to school, good job, got, he has displayed a little bit more consistency and stability in his life than I had. And of course I got crazy stories, and I've got successes and failures too. I took a ton of chances, but it's like you live your life not thinking you're going to be alive a long time. Of course you're going to make certain decisions. You know what I'm saying? I think that's why I do these podcasts too, because I feel responsible to teach some of y'all. Here's some red flags. And a lot of y'all may already know them all, but honestly, there's a lot of us, especially as black men, we haven't been taught how to pick. We don't realize how the world sees us, especially if you're responsible. You're responsible, you take care of business, good work ethic, charismatic, talented. You got some of these things going on. Some of the red flags. I'll tell y'all right off the top, at least for me, a red flag is you're over complimentary all the time. You just so. Okay, come on, man. You're doing too much. You over complimentary. That's a red flag to me. I don't mind being complimented and you look nice, you blah, blah, blah. But if you're doing too much, you too pushy. If you too pushy, that's a red flag. People that's too pushy, they have all this energy to push and control everybody around them, but they don't use that on themselves. That's a red flag. And if you really want to discover, you should take the time to know people through three things: observation, revelation, recommendation. Observation, you watch them for a while. Revelation, you pray and talk to God. Recommendation, talk to some people around them. See what's going on before you make a decision. We have sex with people too fast, develop soul ties, and those soul ties cloud our judgment and make us ignore red flags. The person doesn't have a quality relationships with their parents. They hate their parents, mom or dad, don't get along with them, don't want to be around them. That's kind of a red flag. Now, if they were abused in any kind of way by the parent and it triggers certain things, it's a dangerous relationship. Okay, that I understand. But it's like you mad at your daddy because of what, something minor. He just wasn't around, or your mama ran him away, or you know what I'm saying? Or you ain't cool with nobody in your family. You ain't got no community. You ain't got no hobbies. Red flags. So you just can't get along with nobody at all. Can't be around nobody. Red flag. Red flag. You can't even enjoy yourself without a drink. Red flag. You got to be high all the time to function. Red flag. You don't believe in nothing. Not God, not anything. You don't ascribe to any kind of like set of principles, moral code, guideline, just nothing. Red flag. red flag. I'm so tired of these universe hoes. That's just crystals and the sun and worshiping created things. Red flag. You'd rather worship a created thing than the creator. You're a weirdo. Weirdos are red flags. You don't have no moral code. You just know. No, I think I was here before at some point. I'm reincarnated. I used to be a bird. Okay. Red flag. I don't have time. Too old. Too old to be checking. I don't care how you look at this point. If you're a red flag, I'm straight. So if you picked and you picked wrong, what can you do about that situation? If you married, man, you got to pray. Ask God to. Now, if you're being abused, then you got to really seek God, but there may not be a healthy situation to stay in. Now, also, too, abuse can be words, mental abuse. The Bible says death and life is in the power of the tongue, which means you can unalive somebody, DEATH somebody, give somebody DEATH with your words. Words, KILL. So if you got somebody that's constantly verbally abusing you, that's the same as them stabbing you. Warn them, hey, let's work. Can we go to therapy? I don't like this, blah, blah, blah. They continue to do it. That may be a situation you need to ask God on what the next step is. Men want respect. Women want love. So if I'm constantly asking you for respect, but you say, but I love you, but I don't feel respect, that's not a healthy situation for me to stay in if I keep telling you over and over again. So ultimately, you got to pray and seek God about what to do if you picked and you picked wrong and now you in this relationship and it's like, dang, what do I do? You got to pray and talk to God and control yourself. Spend time in the Word, community, hobbies, you know what I mean? And it can change. I watched it with my grandparents. My grandfather was one way for a long time. He did certain things. My grandmother kept praying for him. And I remember one day, I was a teenager. He came to church one day. He never came to church. Came to church, and all of us there, all my cousins, all his kids and all my cousins, we all went to the same church. And he walked in one day, and all of us was almost in tears. Some of us was, some of us wasn't. And I watched him give his life to God, turn his life around, a complete 180, going to church. We had family prayer once a month. He would come to family prayer, pray. And my grandmother just prayed and prayed and prayed and watched that thing change. So you got to believe God. But also, too, you got to use wisdom. Sometimes you're in a situation where ain't nobody coming to rescue you, dog. Ain't nobody coming. Sometimes we walking around moping, we upset. We just like, why gotta let this happen? Why can't such? Sometimes it ain't nobody coming. You got to act like God ain't going to show up, but believe that he is. You know what I'm saying? God is not always obligated to rescue you out of a situation you put yourself in when you know better. Now, he's loving and merciful enough to come get it. But what I'm saying is, for you to be mad at God about a choice that you made, that's why I can't crap on my exes too much, because it's like I picked them. Now I can see that he didn't know how to pick, had to learn, blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, I can't crap on nobody I picked to be in a long-term relationship with. We live and we learn. I just know in some situations I can't stay in. But on some situations, ain't nobody coming to get you, man. God is sitting back waiting to see what you going to do. Like, I already gave you a dream. I told you this person's this. What you going to do? Faith without works is dead. Sometimes ain't nobody coming to get you, man. Sometimes ain't nobody coming to get you off that job you hate. Go to school, learn a trade, stack up some money, build a plan when you're going to put your 2-week notice in and move somewhere else. Sometimes ain't nobody coming, dog. Quit being a hoe. Here's another roast. You've been hiding your '08 Malibu all week so it won't get repoed. You got a $700 a month payment on a 2008 Malibu with a 28% interest rate on it. Tripping. It's another roast. You got a sippy coat with a dildo top on it. You go to Erykah Badu and Beyonce concerts to burn sage and howl at the moon. Oh, no. You listen to TD Jakes in the tub. Man, I was fooling. Look, my ex-wife called me today, and she said, hey, you know, our daughter got into a fight today at the park. I said, tell me about it. She said, make a long story short, they was playing some games at the park, and some girls surrounded our daughter, and she felt threatened. And the one with the biggest mouth, she said, our baby just socked girl in the mouth, clocked her. Wham. Man, I almost shouted hallelujah. She said, yeah, she hit her, knocked her down. And then the girl's mama ran over and told our daughter, hey, I'm a KILLU, and start chasing my baby out the park. Because your big mouth daughter got knocked down, got popped in the mouth. Now you chasing my baby and threatening her? And I'm like, what did you do? Because now I'm way up, like, where y'all at? What's the lady address? What's going on? And she told me, you know, she did XYZ, and I just wasn't satisfied. I was like, man, I need her address. I need to know. Now, I ain't sitting here making no kind of threat. I'm just saying, I want you to apologize to my baby for this trauma. Like, she felt threatened when all these girls circled her and she popped the one with the biggest mouth. And you threatening my baby? Like, I'm going to need you to apologize and rectify this potential trauma she just experienced. And if you're not willing to apologize, send your husband out the house so me and him can throw hands. Because I can't, you know, if you being ignorant, I can't put hands on you. I need to talk to your husband. And maybe me and him can have a valid conversation. But if me and him can't, we'll do it the right way. We go, I know a boxing gym. We can go to Cooper's in Southwest Detroit. Or we can go to Kronk. We can go to Total Boxing Gym in Rancho, depending on wherever I'm at. I know where it's a gym we can go, and we can go in there and do 3 2-minute rounds. But we got to get this aggression off, man. Your lady's talking to my kids sideways. She don't want to apologize. You talking sideways. Let's go to the gym. If you don't want to go to the gym and throw hands, then you a hoe. Well, then let's go to the alley where there ain't nobody at, and we can fight until we get tired. But this type of stuff has to be rectified. You talking to my shorty like that. So this happened today. I'm going to be in touch with y'all, giving you further details of what's going to happen. We're going to rectify this situation. You ain't going to be surrounding my baby. Then when she knock your little girl out and you threaten her. We got to rectify this, man. I feel like, and I've always been this way, and I can't help it. But if somebody gets out of line, especially with my kids, it is my job to discipline you, man. So you're going to apologize to my baby. You know what I'm saying? Or you can send your husband out and me and him can drive over to the gym and fight until we get tired. And if he whoop me, he whoop me. We throw the gloves on and make it happen. But you're going to apologize to my baby. Oh, God. And as I'm sitting here wearing my dad shirt close to Father's Day, I love my kids. I love my kids. If my kids call me with something. Now, if you out of line, you out of line. I'm not one of them parents that it's like my kids do something out of pocket and I'm willing to go crazy to defend them knowing they wrong. No, if you're wrong, you're wrong. You know? But if you ain't wrong and somebody else is, they need to be checked. And I want you to see me check them. So you can learn and see. That's a teachable moment. Now you stand up for your kids when the time is right. Because your kids ain't always in the wrong. Sometimes, you know, sometimes people may not treat your kids 100,000. I remember when I got put off the bus in kindergarten. Miss Green, the bus driver, Nah, I was clowning, cutting up, but I was in kindergarten. She made me get off the bus 4 blocks from my house. I'm crying, get off the bus. Man, Miss Green, I'm sorry. Get off the bus. Made me get out 4 or 5 blocks away from my house, which is terrifying for a kindergartner. And I remember a friend of mine saw me crying, and I was like, man, let me go in the house. Can I call my mama? Man, I went in, called my mom. She at home with my brother. Told her where I was. I memorized my phone number. Called my mama. She came and scooped me. I'll never forget it was 313-941-6722. We stayed on Oak Tree Lane in Romulus. I remember my address and phone number. Man, I called my mama. She came and scooped me up. We went up to Hell Creek Elementary in Romulus. I remember she had my brother on her hip. I remember her walking into school and cussing everybody out. And where's that bus driver? And ironically, 16, 17 years later, my best friend in school, we playing football together. We thick as thieves. I go to his granny house to pick him up. Who answers the door? Miss Green, the bus driver. I was like, you remember kicking me off the bus? Yeah, I do. You was bad as hell. Oh, man, life is full circle. Hey, so look, I'm going to be doing this every Wednesday now. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it'll be a pre-tape like this. Sometimes it'll be live. But I'm going once a week now. Appreciate y'all's support. Staying consistent. Man, listen to all my fathers. Happy Father's Day to you. I honor y'all kings, man. Spend some time with your kids. Sow into them. Give them teachable moments. Teach them how to pick. Teach them the red flags. But also, too, teach them about finances, man. Let them. Some stuff is caught, not taught. Just let them hang around you. See how you do things. You know what it is. Check out my website, iamcharlienewhart.com. I appreciate y'all tuning in, man. I love y'all because I love myself.